Alright guys, so the gaps are completely set, at least somewhat. They look pretty good now. Before they were just way off. The fenders were under the hood and everything, but they're set. They're looking pretty good, but I'm super happy the way the gaps look. They look amazing. But now next up is actually the M Sport bumper, and right now it actually looks absolutely sick. Let me show you. Alright guys, so I put the bumper on the floor, and this is what we did to it. We put this sick carbon style looking front splitter on it, and it looks amazing. It completely changes the look of that front bumper, makes it look so much more aggressive. So super excited to slap this on the car. So let's go ahead, build this bumper, put the parking sensors in, put the fog lights in, and get this thing slapped on the car and adjust the gaps. Alright guys, so this bumper is taking a lot longer than I expected to put together. So for instance, if you put one thing on, then it could mean that that thing that you just put on has to come off to put another thing on, and it's just a lot of repeat work learning how to do it. And then these little fin holes right here, I found out that either they're not the correct size or I just can't figure out how to put them in. But I'm just gonna leave those open for now, extra airflow I guess, but I'm pretty sure on the 335s they have like some sort of a duct connected there, which we have the ducts. But they came with the bumper kit, but we don't have room to install them on the car unless we make some like serious modifications on it, I think. So I'll look into all that later, but for now, we're getting pretty close to assembling this bumper. It took me a good minute to figure out how to get those fog lights in, because everything has to be fabricated from scratch. It's not like the other bumper. You have to make your own holes, you have to drill your own screws and stuff, so it's pretty hard. Next thing I'm doing now is putting in all the parking sensors. After that's done, I think we'll put the logo and the grills and we'll be done. And we got some sick grills, so wait until you see that. So the bumper is finally put together and it looks so sick, better than I ever imagined. Like, this thing came out so good. I just can't wait to install it on the car. And I don't have my 3M tape here right now, so I just temporarily put some red duct tape on the back of that emblem. This bumper looks super sick on this car. I can't believe how good it came out. Just look at that. It looks so sick, and the vent holes actually look so good too. So you can see the intercooler right there, and then over here it looks like maybe this is where the brake ducts go. Maybe I can connect them up over here, because they did include ducts in the kit. And actually, honestly, these do look like that they'll fit. So extra cooling for those Brimbos up there. So I'll go ahead and install those too. But the car is already starting to look super sick with this front bumper. The gaps are looking really good right now. The only adjustment really needed, because the fenders are adjusted, the hood is adjusted. I think the only thing we need to adjust is actually this headlight, because you can see there's a gap right here and then it's a little bit down right here. So the headlight needs to be adjusted a little bit up and maybe a little bit inside too to close all this up, and all this stuff will line up really good. But that's nothing to worry about. So that all looks super sick. But next thing I'm gonna do is actually put... Ooh, it's about to start raining. But the next thing I'm gonna do is actually put the door handles on, because it's such a pain to push this metal thing down. It hurts your fingers really bad. And then after that, we'll put the mirrors on. Get the exterior of this car looking good. Alright guys, so it is actually the next day now, and I just can't get over how good this bumper looks. But I went ahead and I put on both mirrors on the car and all the door handles. Let's take a look at them. So here's the mirrors, the doors, the door handles. Everything functions as it should, but these door handles were super hard to get on. They were a pain in the fingers because I had to stick my fingers back there and push the little lock for the handles so they could lock into place, but they all work. They're all in. And one thing I want to mention is that this door was completely painted from gold to white, and then this is the regular color. This one hasn't been painted, it was just clear coated over. And this is the paint match of the door handles on this door and the paint match of the door handle on this door. Practically the exact same color. So I'm sure you guys noticed earlier that this door was sticking out quite a bit, maybe about like right there or so. I went to the door latch and all I did was I unscrewed these T30s. I moved the latch just slightly inwards, not too much, and now it's perfect. It lines up just like how it is on the driver's side. The driver's side sits the exact same way, so we got both door gaps looking OEM. I'm not sure if you would call that a gap necessarily or whatever you call it. I'm just gonna call it a gap, but both of them look original OEM. Next thing we need to do is bolt down these fenders into place, and then we can start adjusting this headlight, and then we should be done with all the gaps and everything can get screwed in for good, and the exterior of this car is gonna be done. All right guys, so fenders are set. They're not going anywhere now. The gaps are all set on them. Doesn't rub. Same thing on this side. This gap's looking good. It's not going anywhere. Doesn't rub. Everything functions as it should. So now that all of that stuff is done, which took a while to do, next up and the last thing that we need to do for gaps on this car is set up this rear bumper and that headlight. So as I mentioned before, we're just gonna go in here, find all the adjustments for the headlight. I believe there's a few right here on the top. Yeah, here's one right here and there's one right there. So the only one up here we might have to mess with is just this one to move it up here. And then we need to find the adjustment that helps the headlight go up. It's probably somewhere on the bottom. And maybe this one too, or maybe this one. This one probably I have to loosen so it could go to the side and maybe up. And then probably one on the bottom to help it go up. It should be fairly easy to get this adjusted, so let's give it a shot. Alright guys, so it's actually pretty hard to adjust that headlight because there's a square type of nut inside of a metal casing, and the casing I guess is either not, I'm pretty sure the casing's not supposed to move every time you turn it. That metal thing right there with the screw in it, that keeps moving. I tried holding it, I don't know, but I got the top adjusted and then I got it to move over to the side a little bit, so that gap is pretty much closed. Alright guys, so upon further notice I found out that this headlight also needs adjusting, and that one as well even more. So with that being said, all of that other adjusting is just those two headlights and maybe the bumper a little bit because it is an aftermarket bumper. But all that stuff is going to be done in the next video. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you guys just found my channel, then there's a shiny red subscribe button down below that you should click. But guys, stay tuned for the next video where hopefully maybe we work on the Camaro if the harness comes in, because I know it's probably going to get shipped soon. I'm honestly not too sure what the status on that one is. The BMW is coming to a close very soon. But that is going to be all for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.